Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein. Great to be with you guys. The Mavericks are coming off a huge win against the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll talk about that in the second half of today's show. But I do want to talk about the report from Brian Windhorst of ESPN, who said Nico Harrison is among the most active executives as the trade deadline nears. Before we get into today's show, I do need help from you guys. If you could hit that subscribe button for me, it would be greatly appreciated. We are in a subscriber battle with our friends over at the Lakers Report. The Lakers Report has a 5-sub lead on us right now. So if you could please hit that subscribe button, it's a free and easy way to help out the channel. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, so let's get into what Windhorst had to say, which of course was that Nico Harrison and the Mavericks are going to be active around the trade deadline. And in fact, they're one of the more active teams on the market right now. Now, what does that mean? The Mavericks are in a difficult situation at the moment. With the amount of injuries the Mavericks have, it's hard to know exactly what they need. You have nights like tonight where against the Los Angeles Lakers, you have huge games from Spencer Dinwiddie, from PJ Washington, from Najee Marshall. You get help from Jaden Hardy and Klay Thompson. Everyone did their part in tonight's win, which makes you think that the Mavs are capable of doing it in the absence of Luka Doncic, of Kyrie Irving, and of Daniel Gafford, who obviously isn't as big of a name as both Kyrie or Luka, but he is a big part of this basketball team, and losing Gafford is no small loss whatsoever. I love what Gafford brings to this team from an energy standpoint, from a shot blocking standpoint. The Mavs need him back as soon as possible. Dwight Powell was a DNP in tonight's game. He played in the last minute of garbage time when the game was already decided. So, do the Mavs need a center? I think that's something you could look at potentially, but you'd be trading for a center, and then if Gafford comes back, you gave up an asset basically for no reason, because your two centers are going to be Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. Now, when they're fully healthy, I think the biggest need for the Mavericks is a backup forward who can rebound and shoot threes. I thought Maxi Kleber had a really solid night tonight against the Lakers. Kleber ended up going, Maxi Kleber ended up having 5 points and 3 rebounds, 2 of 3 from the field. He was playing some solid defense as well. So there are nights where I think Kleber can contribute. There are also nights where Maxi shouldn't be anywhere near the basketball, as Jay Farrow, shout out Stephen A, would say. I would say that's the biggest need for the Mavs right now, is a backup forward who can rebound and who can shoot threes. Look, the Mavs do have other needs. Like, I think a wing is a need as well. I think without Kyrie and Luka, a guard could be a potential need. The Mavs may need an additional center or guard to help out with the absence of the key players in Luka, Kyrie, and Gafford. But if you ask me right now, I think the Mavericks' biggest need is clear. And I think that's at wing. I don't think it's anywhere else. You can't play the injury game and try to make a panic move and hope that the guy that you trade for is as good as you'd expect, because if you trade for someone and then you get Luka and Kyrie back healthy and the guy you traded for all of a sudden isn't in the rotation, then you just traded a second-round pick and you traded an asset like a Jaden Hardy for something that you probably could have spent somewhere else. So that's kind of where I sit right now. I think the biggest need is wing, but I don't think this team needs to panic just yet. What do you guys think, though? What is the biggest need for the Mavericks right now? Is it a guard? Is it a center? Is it a wing? On our live poll here on our Mavericks Today live watch party, wing is leading with 38% of the vote. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. What is the biggest need for the Dallas Mavericks? We'll continue with the rest of today's show, including what happened in that Mavericks versus Lakers game. But I do need to tell you guys about our sponsor, which of course is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. And what I love about PrizePicks is they now offer MasterCard for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. And of course, they put their members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And what's also cool about PrizePicks is they offer weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts, like Taco Tuesday, for example, where each Tuesday they'll discount select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. Unfortunately, I did not hit on my PrizePicks tonight. I went with the more on Klay Thompson field goals attempted and the more on LeBron James points. Neither of those hit, but you can copy my picks or you can make picks of your own. Just please make sure you do it with our friends over at PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Once again, download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. That link is going to be clickable in the comments and the description of today's show. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. As we mentioned earlier, the Mavs with a huge 118-97 win over the Los Angeles Lakers, and it was a win they absolutely had to have coming off a 5-game winning streak. And all of the role players that you needed to step up in big ways stepped up in big ways. Spencer Dinwiddie with 19 points on 8 of 15 from the field, even though he was just 1 of 5 from 3. He also had 6 boards and 8 assists and was a plus 24 from the field. I can't figure out Spencer Dinwiddie to save my life, man. He has 5 really, really bad games. He has 1 really, really great game. He's so inconsistent, but his good is really good, and his good is good enough to help this Dallas Mavericks basketball team. I just want more consistency from Dinwiddie. I don't think that's too much to ask. 13 points from Klay Thompson. He had 3 consecutive threes, including a layup in the first quarter as well. The threes came in the second quarter, but it was awesome to see Klay get in the microwave for a little bit, and he certainly contributed to this win. The best player on the court for the Mavs tonight was, of course, P.J. Washington, who had 22 points and 8 rebounds as well, 9 of 14 from the field, doing it all on the defensive end. 39 minutes played. P.J. was an absolute workhorse tonight. Quentin Grimes with 23 points. He was the plus 13 from the field as well. He had 9 rebounds. QG has been an awesome, awesome player for this basketball team. And I do want to bring up a super chat from my guy, Noah Turner, that I just saw in the chat. Noah, let me get you on screen here. And I really do believe that this is a potential thing that the Mavs are certainly going to have to worry about in NBA free agency. Are the Mavs going to lose Quentin Grimes in free agency? Now, Grimes is a restricted free agent, so they can match any offer that any other team could give. They'll have the 48 hours, 72 hours, or whatever window it is. However, I think the Mavs are going to, a priority for them is going to be keeping Quentin Grimes in free agency. I don't think Grimes gets traded at the deadline unless they find a crazy deal. And I think the same is for Najee Marshall and Klay Thompson. Unless they find an absolutely insane deal that they can't pass up, I don't see this team moving off of Quentin Grimes, man. He's been an absolute revelation for this team. He struggled a little bit with injuries in the last season after he was traded from New York to Detroit. The Mavs found him. They trade him. They get him in the Tim Hardaway trade for Tim Hardaway and 3 second-round picks. And QG's been fantastic for this squad, man. Absolutely love what I'm seeing from him. Derek Lively had a solid night tonight as well, with 7 points and 6 rebounds. Only 19 minutes of play from Lively. And I thought Maxi Kleber had a good night. We talked about Maxi earlier. Jaden Hardy also got in the microwave there in the second half. He had 3 straight threes of his own, including a layup, finished the night with 15 points on 6 of 11 from the field. I really liked how this team played tonight. I really loved their fight in this game tonight, especially. I think they showed that even without Luka, Kyrie, and Gafford, they are capable of winning basketball games, and they are capable of winning them at a semi-regular basis because the Lakers are a really good team. They are right next to the Mavericks in the standings. So the Mavericks just beat a playoff team without their 2 best players, without a key role player. Why can't they do it more often? That's the question I have to ask you. Before we get on out of here, I want you to grade the Mavericks roster for me down in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think down below. I still think this roster is a solid B+, even an A-. When you consider Luka, when you consider Kyrie, when you consider Gafford as well, I'm still very high on this team, and I think they're going to still be able to go a very long way. They may have to do it via the play-in. They may have to do it going on the road in the first round, but I still think this team can do some serious damage. That's going to be it for today's show. I appreciate all of your guys' support. If you could, please hit that subscribe button. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. I'm bringing you guys daily videos, weekly watch parties, and all of that good stuff. So please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon here on Mavericks Today.